Hey, my jujubes, welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing today? I don't like the tint on my screen. It looks a little off today. Let me see. There we go. Okay. Hi, guys. How are you guys doing today? Today, I'm just having my leftover seafood that I had from the other day because I don't want to waste it. If you are new here, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Hit the notification bell. I had a brain freeze. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time that I post a new video. Also, share. I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers. That's my next goal. So please don't forget to share this video. I do want to say that to all of my viewers, everybody that's watching, today is I don't know if I want to say happy day, but I am very overjoyed and overwhelmed with emotion as far as the verdict is concerned in the George Floyd case. I won't go into too much detail because I am a very emotional person. I'm empath. Okay, I am. And I get the crying on here. So I don't really want to do that. But I am very overjoyed with the verdict. And I just hope that this is a positive step in the right direction for me and my community, my children, my future grandchildren. I'm hoping that they can see the labor or the fruits of the labor that's happening right now. So I do want to say that I do want to address that because it's so fresh. It just happened maybe a couple of minutes ago, maybe about 30 minutes ago, and I'm still fresh with emotion. I done dried my tears and I came to you all, but I am overjoyed in that manner. And I do hope that great things are to come and that we can see this out, to the end. So I am happy for the family to get the justice that they are looking for. And I am sad that it has taken so long, but I am overjoyed that it did turn out like it turned out. So I'm happy in that matter. So I'm going to continue to talk about ethic. Ethic is probably going to put me in a just as emotional state, but at least it's something that is fictional. So if you are new here, if this is your first video, you haven't been around, I have been discussing the ethic series. I started out with The Moth to a Flame. This is the first book. And then I went on to discuss Ethic, which is this first book in the ethic series, but the second, the second seeing or hearing or reading of Ethic. And now we are on Ethic 2. And this is where we are today. So I left off yesterday by saying that Ethic went to Alani's house trying to check up on her because he said she hadn't been to see Nanny in the hospital, and he was concerned, like, well, if you haven't went to see her, then where are you? She had just came back from the clinic. So he pulled up on her, and when she got out of the car, she was like, not today. Like, you haven't checked on me in all this long time. I don't know why, of all days, you want to come bother me today. She was like, it's karma. That's what it is. The universe just won't let me be. So he got out of the car. And he went over to her. He kind of was just like, I just came to check to see if you was okay. And she like, I'm fine. I don't even know why you here. I'm going to go to that scene because I feel like she was very... Okay. Sorry. So she got home and She got home, she pulled up, and he was there. And he said, Lanika. Now, remember I told you she gives that name to people who she don't know. And she told him to go away. Why are you here? She said, I can't do this today. I can't. I just can't. I just can't. And so by that time, he was close enough to her. He said, I just want to breathe you in for a minute. And she said, what do you want from me? And he said, you. And so he basically told her, like, I opened up my eyes every morning and there's no you. Like, I tried to, rid my mind of the thoughts of being with you. I tried to move on and nothing has worked. And I'm trying to be the father that I know how to be, keep my kids safe. I can't really do that fully because your baby daddy is lurking around the world trying to off me. And I don't want to off him because I don't want to bring any more drama to your door. Any more exterminating to your door. So, he can never catch me slipping. The only way for me to right this wrong is to give you my life. He said, if that's what it takes for you to forgive me, I'll give you that. I'll give you me. And then everything else will be okay. My kids will lose me, but I know the type of woman that you are. In his head, he's saying he know the type of woman that she is. And it's okay because he'll take care of her. His kid. He'll take care of the kids. Morgan to be strong. They'll figure it out without him. Dang. That's on my shirt. She's like, you don't mean that. You have children. And he like, that's the only way I see it. That's the only way I can see this being okay. I won't allow him to take my life, but you, I'll give my life to. Because I don't know no other way to make this okay. I can't breathe without you. I'm suffocating over here. And she told him, like, oh, you don't think I'm doing the same thing? She was like, I know what time you go to sleep every night. She's like, it's like 3:10 because that's when my hate for you can go a little stronger and I can hate you a little more easy. She was like, but I feel your sorrow and I feel your sorry all the way from across town. As long as you're awake, I'm uneasy and I can feel it. She's like, but the moment you close your eyes, I can hate you. Because I don't feel you anymore. That's crazy how connected they are to me. Or how it's written that they're connected that deep. And so she proceeds to tell him, like, I don't know how to do this. Like, I don't know how to love you and hate you at the same time. Because it's killing me. And he's saying, like, me too. Like, you died, I'm over here dying too. And she's like, I'm making a mess today. And she's like, imagine us having life together. And raising it up. I can see it so clear. A little you, a little me wrapped up into one. And at this point, Alani is kind of like delusional. Not delusional, but she's reached her breaking point, if you ask me. So she builds this image of their baby, one that was made out of love. She was like, imagine, that being the thing that could put us together and let us be okay. She even asked him, like, why didn't you just let it be? Why didn't you just not tell me, what you did? He was like, I couldn't. I had to, basically. Like, I couldn't look at you every day and not tell you what I've done. She was like, we could have been so happy. She was like, but it'll never happen because I'll never carry a baby of yours. I got rid of it. He was So hurt. Because you just built this picture to me about this kid, and the life that baby would bring, and then you took it away. And she told him, well, imagine me giving life, loving on my baby for 3 years, for you to just snatch it away from me. That's how I feel. She said, I would never have your baby. Ever. And that turned the love that Ethic had for her, it kind of turned that into rage. Because now he's like, oh, so you did that on purpose. You built that image up in my mind to, allow me to see something only for you to snatch it away from me. Like, oh, okay. And so he was like, well, there's nothing else that I could do. She was like, every day I think about, exterminating you, because I feel like that would be my get back. Excuse me. But you have kids. He was like, do it. Pull the gun out. Pull the piece out. Sorry, YouTube. Pulled the piece out and gave it to her. For you, I'll give you my life. She was like, you don't really mean that, because you got kids. He was like, I don't know what else to do. I can't be a father. I can't protect my kids because I don't want to hurt you. And I don't know what else to do. So go ahead. If it'll make you feel better, and it'll mend that hole in your heart, I'll give my life to you. So she riled up, he riled up, they yelling, screaming. He like, just do it, just do it. He presses against himself, boom. She fires. She instantly is like in the daze. The wind is gone. But before he can even recognize the pain that he's in, he notices, this is terrible, y'all. Look at that, 3 spots. Just forgive me. He notices that she goes and turns the piece on herself. So now he has a wound, okay? And he is scuffling with her, trying to get the piece out of her hand so she don't do the same thing to herself. He can't fathom why she would do something like that. Mind you, he has something that's in his body now that's ricocheting off of his body parts. He's bleeding, but he's concerned about her being okay. So when he finally wrestled it out of her hand, he's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that, huh? Like, why would you, what is wrong? So he's sitting on the floor of her house, trying to find his phone, realize that the phone is in the truck. He losing a lot of blood. All of a sudden, he hears Bella at the door. And she like, Alani? And then he like, Bella, baby, don't come in here, because he don't want her to see, what's going on. But then he thinking like, well, what are you doing here? So he tell her like, get your phone, call 911, and wait outside for them. Do not come in here. And she's like, Daddy, I'm scared. What's going on? Daddy, I'm scared of what's happening. He like, nothing, Bella, but whatever you do, just don't come in here. So she does what he says, calls the police, the ambulance come and get him. Bella then calls Morgan, crying. I don't know what happened. I came to Alani's house and somebody hurt Daddy. And Morgan's like, what? So she's all the way at state still with Messiah. So she's like, okay, give me 10 minutes. I'm on my way. Get in there. Get in the ambulance not give me 10 minutes, but give me a few minutes and I'll be on my way. get in the ambulance with him, and I'm coming. So she tells Messiah what happened. Now he like, what? Like, who touched who? How did he do that? So he called Issa, like, Issa, what's going on? You know, like, you heard anything? He like, nah, everything's slow over here. Like, we ain't nothing going on over here. We ain't heard nothing. So he told him, like, well, you know, OG, because that's what they called him, he was touching. After, like, I mean, Issa like, what? Like, I ain't heard nothing. Ain't nothing came my way. So I get to the hospital. Messiah asking Bella, like, well, when you went in, was there anybody else in the house? Because Messiah instantly thinking that maybe Cream was in there. And she like, no, it was just Daddy and Alani. And Morgan like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah. When I got in there, Daddy was sitting on the floor. He was holding Alani. She was just staring off into space crying. He was just not coherent. So Morgan looked at Messiah like, did she do this? Like, you know, like, then the doctor come out. Sorry, y'all. I'm messing this corn up. The doctor comes out, and he's like, who's the family of Ezra Okafor? And she's like, with me. So he's like, well, he's lost a lot of blood because the bullet kind of traveled, you know, ricocheted through his body. Got a few broken ribs from that. He was like, we kind of like put him in like a coma because we wanted him to be able to heal, you know, without having to overwork his body. So he like, I want to brace you for what you're about to see, because when you go in here, it's going to be, it's going to be tragic. So Messiah stays outside with Easy because Easy done fell asleep waiting. And he lets Morgan and Bella go in the room. When Morgan and Bella go in the room, it's like they devastated. He hooked up to a ventilator. He got, you know, the breathing machine in his mouth. The blood that was dripping out of his mouth is still there, dried up. All the machines is working and breathing for him. It's just traumatic for them. Now imagine for like Morgan, this is her second go round with, you know, people leaving her or attempting to leave her. An ethic is all she has in the parental department. So it's like, oh my gosh, like this just can't be happening to us right now. So Bella's crying. So, you know, they're trying to pull themselves together. All of a sudden, the police come in. And the police are like, you know, we just want to know if we can answer a few questions, you know, if you can answer a few questions for us, you know, just to try to get ahead of what's going on, you know, so we can figure out who did this and, you know, what's going on. So Morgan's like, no, she's not answering no questions. She's not answering no questions. She's a minor. And her adult has to be present before she can answer questions. And the only adult that she has living is laid up in hospital bed right now. So no, you can't ask her no questions. And so the police is like, well, we just want to, y'all. We just want to, you know, get ahead of what's going on. That way, maybe she saw someone or she heard something. We want to be able to, you know, get on it right now. And so Bella's like, okay, that's fine. I'll answer the question. So they're like, what were you doing over there? You know, and she like, well, Alani is my mentor for the debutante ball, which she is. And they were like, okay, well, and who is she to, your father? Why was your father there? And she was like, oh, that's my daddy's girlfriend. And they're like, oh, okay. And they were like, so was anybody else there with you? When you got there? She was like, I heard my daddy and some yelling going on. All of a sudden, I heard Alani say, no. She was like, I can't remember his name. It starts with a C. She was like, Cameron, or she was making up these words, these names. And so the officer was like, Cream. She was like, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. She was like, and when I got in there, he was gone. Now, mind you, this is a whole different story than what she done told Messiah and Bella. I mean, Messiah and Morgan. So I'm working like, okay. So they're like, so if we could, have you come down there to a lineup, would you be able to identify him? She was like, no, I really didn't see him. I only really heard him. And they're like, okay. So now they're like, well, we'll dust the place for fingerprints to see if he was there. And then they was like, the back door was open. And so they're like, well, thank you, for your time or whatever. And if we need anything else, we'll be in contact with you. Morgan's like, okay, thank you. So when they leave, she's like, Bella, like, you just lied to the police. She was like, well, Daddy loves her, and he wouldn't want her to go to jail. He did what he did to her daughter. She was sad. Excuse me. She was sad, but he wouldn't want her to be in jail because she's not a bad person. And Morgan was like, well, you don't get to decide stuff like that. Like, she's not who you think she is. Like, since when did it get this serious with him and her? How long they been seeing each other? She was like, right around the time you would start seeing Messiah. Because why you think it's a secret? And so she was like, okay. She was like, I need her. Like, you busy living your life, and I don't care what you say. She's family. And Morgan's like, but she's not. And Bella like, she is. Because she picked her. She was like, when she hugged me, it's like a mother's hug. She was like, Morgan, and I need her, And as you're going to see later on, but Alani is a breath of fresh air for everybody in the Okafor clan, okay? So she let it go or whatever. And so when they go back out to try to talk to Messiah, I guess, to figure out what they're going to do for the night, Bella winds up going to Alani's room, and she like sneaks in there to try to talk to her. And so she like holds her hand and rubs her back and tell her like it's okay. Basically letting her know like her 12-year-old innocence, she understands like what happened in that moment. Alani was so confused and wrapped up in the moment, she wouldn't even let the doctors wash the blood off of her because she wanted to make sure that she didn't exterminate him. Because she felt like if she did, she was going to be exterminating half of herself. So she was like literally like hysterically. She wouldn't say nothing. She had like a breakdown. And Bella was like, Alani, and she told her to come here. And Bella went over there and she hugged her while she was sitting in the wheelchair. They was crying. And she was like, did I kill him? And she was like, no. He's in the hospital. She's like, can you take me to him? And so Bella was like, yeah, sure. Like, come on. So she got her together and she took her down there. Well, in the middle of her trying to see Ethic, in walks Morgan and tells her to get out. She called her the B word and tell her that if she ever come back in there, she gonna send her to where her daughter is. Like, Morgan just was out of line, but she also was upset. She was like, it's okay, I don't belong here. I just wanted to make sure it was okay, and I'm sorry for the havoc that I've caused on your family. And she leaves. So I'm gonna stop there because it's only a little bit more. I think I can finish it in the next one. But now Ethic is in the hospital in a coma, basically. They an induced coma, but he's in one. And it's around Christmas time. It's just real hectic, okay? He in a coma. Lonnie was the one who put him there. And now we trying to figure out the puzzle pieces of their life. So, we will be back, or I will be back tomorrow for the rest of book 2. Again, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you are watching this video. Please share it with anybody and everybody. Thank you so much, Juju Bees, for watching. And until next time, bye, my Juju Bees.